Two injured Arsenal players rejoin training pre-Manchester United. Riccardo Calafiori and Piero Hincapie have returned to training with Arsenal in a double boost for the team ahead of this weekend's match against Manchester United. Arsenal's training session on Friday brought a couple of pieces of good news on the injury front, with Charles Watts confirming that both Riccardo Calafiori and Piero Hincapie were back in full training with the first-team squad. This is particularly good news in Hincapie's case, as Mikel Arteta had been vague with his previous answers on the defender's fitness and suggested further assessments were necessary to clarify it. Evidently, those assessments brought good news, and Hincapie may end up only missing one Premier League match and 3 games in other competitions with his groin issue. Calafiori has been out for a while longer, missing 8 games in all competitions over the last 4 weeks, so whilst his return is a major boost, he might need to be eased back in at first. Kai Havertz also trained with the team, amid recent speculation around his fitness. There hadn't been any suggestion of a setback, only a flare-up that has needed managing, but it's still good to see him involved. Mikel Arteta may provide further updates on Arsenal's injury in his press conference later today. 1. The injury situation at Arsenal before this boost. 1. Arsenal's fitness challenges in 2025-26. Arsenal's 2025-26 campaign has been marked by strong league performance, yet punctuated by frustrating fitness issues. A number of key players have missed significant time due to injuries, from hamstring problems to knee and groin setbacks. Long-term absentees had included Gabriel Jesus, suffered a significant ACL injury last season and spent much of the year in rehabilitation before returning to competitive action. Reuters. Kai Havertz, knee issues and setbacks in recovery have limited his availability this season. Now.Arsenal. Alongside them, others have had intermittent problems or sudden knocks that forced Arteta to continually adjust his squad selections and tactics. This context helps explain why Calafiori and Hincapie returning to training is such welcome news, not just because of their individual qualities, but because their fitness came at a time when depth and continuity were especially valuable. 2. Meet the returning duo. Riccardo Calafiori. Position: left back/left wing back. Nationality: Italian. Age: 23 as of 2026. Riccardo Calafiori's season has been disrupted by injury over recent weeks, sidelining him for 8 matches across competitions. Known for his attacking impetus down the left flank, excellent crossing, overlapping runs, and strong defensive coverage, his absence was felt especially when Arsenal tried to sustain width in big games. His return to full training means Arteta now has a natural left-back option available again, which could impact rotation and formation choices. Especially in fixtures where Arsenal want to push higher up the pitch or preserve energy for fixtures in Europe, Calafiori's presence is a welcome tactical addition. Daily Canon Arsenal News and Gossip. Piero Hincapie. Position: centre-back/right back. Nationality: Ecuadorian. Age: 24 as of 2026. Piero Hincapie's return is arguably the more significant of the two, simply because of his defensive importance. The Ecuadorian defender is a key part of Arsenal's backline, offering physicality, intelligent positioning, and composure under pressure. Ahead of this training return, there was uncertainty around how long Hincapie's groin problem might keep him out, and Arteta had been cautious in his updates. The good news: further assessments after medical scans confirmed he was ready to rejoin the group. There is optimism that he will miss only one Premier League match and a handful in other competitions due to this injury. Daily Canon Arsenal News and Gossip. 3. Putting it in context: where Arsenal sit in the league. At the time of this fitness update, Arsenal sit at the top of the Premier League, a position they have held for much of the season, with Manchester United among the mid-table challengers looking to disrupt their momentum. These fixtures are always intense and tactical, and matchups between the clubs frequently hinge on marginal differences in concentration and squad depth. Keeping players like Calafiori and Hincapie available, especially in games that could sway title races, enhances Arsenal's chances of staying consistent and competitive across the campaign. 4. Manager Mikel Arteta. What he said. At the time of the training update, Arteta had hinted that further comments would follow in a press conference. Earlier in the season, he has been cautious but optimistic in his injury updates, emphasizing careful management rather than rushing players back too soon. Over recent months, Arteta has repeatedly made clear that he values full rehabilitation and long-term availability over hastening returns that might lead to setbacks. That philosophy likely underpins the patience shown with both defenders and aligns with his broader approach to load management and squad rotation. Now.Arsenal. 5. Tactical implications: what these returns mean on the pitch. 1. Defensive stability. Hincapie's availability restores defensive balance. Arsenal's backline relies on communication, awareness, and tactical cohesion, areas that can be disrupted when personnel changes frequently. His return allows Arteta to maintain preferred defensive pairings, offer real cover for different defensive roles, rotate center-back partnerships without compromising quality. 2. Width and attacking support. Calafiori's role, particularly when Arsenal choose more attacking formations, enhances the team's ability to overload wide areas. This can provide key service into the box, facilitate underlapping or overlapping runs, relieve pressure on midfield by stretching opponents wide. 3. Training ground continuity. Getting these defenders back in regular training positively affects overall squad morale and tactical work. Players develop sharper rhythm the more familiar combinations become, which shows up in pressing triggers, defensive line movements, and transitions. 6. The wider injury picture. Who else is in the frame? Even as Calafiori and Hincapie return, Arsenal's season has seen other injury stories with varying timelines and impacts. Gabriel Jesus. After an extended ACL rehabilitation, Gabriel Jesus has made a successful return to competitive action, including scoring in big matches such as in the Champions League, offering Arteta further attacking depth. Even with this positive news, Jesus' minutes have been carefully managed considering his long absence. Kai Havertz. A long-term fitness issue affected Havertz across the season, and although he is trained at times, he remains managed cautiously due to his knee situation. Recent coaching comments have suggested a measured build-up as the team avoids pushing him too hard too soon. Now. Arsenal. Other players like Gabriel Saka and Jurrien Timber have had fitness progressions in recent months, but their return windows differ and depend on individual rehabilitation timelines. 7. Looking ahead, Arsenal's next fixtures and fit squad options. With 2 defenders now back in training, Arsenal can approach their upcoming Manchester United fixture with more options, especially when selecting defensive tactics or game plans that emphasize flexibility. Whether Arteta chooses to start them or ease them back in with partial minutes will depend on match fitness levels after training, physical readiness for competitive intensity, overall squad rotation plan amidst League and Champions League commitments. 8. What fans and analysts are saying. Supporters and pundits alike are stressing that having 2 key defensive players available again strengthens Arsenal's chances against United and in the title fight. Many analysts point out that depth often makes the difference in tight campaigns, and returning players help relieve load on others. 9. Final thoughts. A boost at the right time. In elite football, sometimes the difference between winning and drawing or losing lies in fitness availability. Riccardo Calafiori and Piero Hincapie rejoining training is more than just positive news. It's a reminder that momentum and health matter as much as form. As Arsenal prepare for one of their season's biggest home tests, this fitness story adds tactical intrigue, squad confidence, and narrative drama to a Premier League campaign already rich with storylines.